For my final research paper, I decided to study the theory of groupthink. In the book, it's defined as a way of group deliberation that minimizes conflict and emphasizes the need for unanimity. The article that I chose was called Jury Dynamics and Decision Making, a Prescription for Groupthink. It basically just talks about how a jury is a perfect example of groupthink because to get the verdict, the jury needs to be unanimous, and in groupthink, the group wants a unanimous decision. They all want the same beliefs. The author talks about the groupthink syndrome, which is that it's consensus seeking. It wants to be exactly the same. The prescription for groupthink, it had a couple topics. You want group cohesiveness, which is just the extent to which members are willing to work together. This is shown in a lot of times when group members may give up what they believe just to go along with the group to avoid the conflict. There's the insulation of the group. When the jury is deliberating, they have no outside influences. They're together. They don't see anyone else. There's a lack of norms that requiring methodical procedures. You have to be unanimous, which is very rare for a group, and so it's not considered a norm. The homogeneity of group members' social background and ideology. To get the members of a jury, they go through random, unique questions. If you ever have to sign up for jury duty, they sample you questions, you answer, and then they pick from your answers if you would be a good fit for that jury. And that kind of goes along with the groupthink in that you share the same beliefs and ideas. It also talked about you can have high stress from external threats. It listed two hypotheses, and it suggests that the stress surrounding the group decision, if it's a high-profile case, there might be more pressure to make a decision, and there's life and death sometimes on the line, which pressures the group. The second hypothesis, that in the presence of stress, group members who might not be going along with the group leader will tend to sway towards their decision, again, to stop conflict with the group. You can have temporary low self-esteem from groupthink because maybe you're being bullied into a decision, or you let go of your own ideals to go along with the group. It also talks about the impartial leadership of the group, because in groupthink you have a leader, whereas in a jury you have someone you select who kind of leads the group and then offers the verdict when it's time. And sometimes people will go along with the leader just to get out of the situation. There's different symptoms. The overestimation of the group. Sometimes they think the group will go one way and then they go the other. There's also the illusion of vulnerability, and you may want to retain your popularity. And there's also the belief in inherent morality. You take an oath to protect the law. The type 2 is the stereotypes. If it's highly homogeneous, which is highly similar, you may sway one way more than the other. There's also a lot of pressure to have the same result, which can put pressure on the group. So basically the conclusion is that while the group may be susceptible to some of the effects of groupthink, it can be preventable because you do use the testing to get the random people And if the group is strong enough, you could have the ones that go against the others that can really persuade them to vote a different way.